Hi everyone, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. So in this video I wanted to check out one of the latest Necromancer essences for the leg piece called Veiled Parasite. So this came as part of the Eternal War update, which is the latest update to come into Diablo Immortal. And that update had a load of new essences for the different classes. And out of all the Necromancer ones, this is the one which seemed most interesting in the patch notes and the most fun to use. And I only got hold of it a few days ago actually, and I haven't had a chance to equip it or try it yet. So this is going to be the first time I'm going to play around with this one, and I'm quite looking forward to trying it. So as I said, it's for the legs, and it's called Veiled Parasite. And what it says is, Wraith form now targets an enemy, causing you to transform into a parasitic wraith that hides inside the target's body. While hiding, you cannot be targeted and are immune to damage. After a duration, or when you use any skill, you will emerge from the target and damage nearby enemies. Wraithform cooldown reduced by 7.2%. So, just reading that, I mean, it just kept getting more fun the more I read it, to be honest. So, turning into like a parasite, hiding inside an enemy, sort of waiting there, and then eventually coming out and dealing damage. But it says, and damage nearby enemies. So, you're not only damaging the enemy that you've come out of, but also surrounding enemies as well. So it seems like this will be quite fun to try out in both PvE and in PvP, so I'll check out both. So I have got my sort of casual build here. I use this build for like towers and dungeons when I don't really care about damage, bounties, and just sort of getting around. I find this one quite easy to use. It's probably something I'll post a separate video on. As part of this build I have Wraithform, so I'm probably going to use this build and then basically remove what I've got on the legs at the moment. So I've got dead Druthers at the moment, which is the whilst bone armor's active, the movement speed and attack speed is increased for me and my summons. So let's get rid of that and add the new essence. So what's the bonus property I get? So again, additional cooldown. So this is quite funny because I actually increased the cooldown from I think 9 seconds to 12 seconds for the Necromancer Wraithform, which is really annoying because it's a skill that I use all the time. Mostly I don't really do as much PvP as I used to. I need to get back into it, just haven't had the time. But for PvP, I use Wraithform a lot, and it is annoying having to just wait the extra couple of seconds to use it. But at least I get some additional cooldown back here because I've got the initial 7.2%, and then I get another 10% cooldown with the bonus, because of awakening that slot. So let's go ahead and inherit that. There we go. Now let me just see what else I can tweak, because I might as well just get some additional damage and cooldown reduction for Wraithform maybe. So I've already got Wraithform cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds each time you are hit. I'm not expecting to be hit too much, but I'll keep that on. Just for testing purposes, let me get rid of Grim's Scythe and add on let's add something which is for Wraithform, maybe this one actually, the Figgy behind, or let's go with, actually I really like this one. I like this calling spirits that haunt up to 3 nearby enemies, because I get an additional 10% cooldown and an additional increased damage, which is something that we're going to need for this new essence anyway, when we emerge out of the enemy that we're turned into a parasite and gone into. So let's add that in. Let me go into skills and just put borrowed time into that slot. Right, I'm going to try this out at the training dummy first. Okay, so we're at the training dummy, and let's see how this works here. So let's use it here. Okay, so we go inside the enemy and we come out after a few seconds. That's quite fun. It stayed there for a lot longer than I thought actually. So let's try this again, and this time use a skill just to make sure we can get out. So use a skill. Okay, cool. So as soon as we use a skill, we get out. Look at my skeleton just going crazy. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. I quite like that. You were inside the enemy for a lot longer than I thought. Cool, okay, let me get rid of the skeletons actually. Let's test this out without the skeletons. So I'm just going to put something random like Dark Curse. The skeletons are actually quite distracting. Let me have a look at that again. Nice, okay. That was a bit better. Now I can actually see it without the skeletons. Alright, let me try on this boss training dummy. Oh, okay, of course. So you can't do it on a boss. You can only do it on the regular enemies. So it looks like there's no point taking this into sort of raids or any higher bosses. I might try this out in a dungeon though. Try it one more time. Nice. Let me try this now. Let's go into like an open world area to give it a try. Okay, so I've gone to Wortham. Let's check it out here. Let's kill some random enemies just to see what this is like. So I'm going to use nothing but... So you can see my other legendary gems sort of kicking in here as well. I'm trying not to use my primary. I just wanted to just test with only... Yeah, I do like how long it actually stays inside the enemy for. I'm just seeing the area damage it's doing. So you can press Wraithform. I was just testing that out. Just making sure that when you press Wraithform again, you can get yourself back out again in case you need to sort of exit, which is quite good. So pressing Wraithform will get you out, and so will any other skill. It's quite a fun one to use, sort of jumping from one enemy to another enemy. So I can use that, get out, and then do it straight onto another enemy once the cooldown has expired. So here we go, do it here. 138,000 there. It's quite cool. So now I'm going to set up a build, and I'm going to try and go into a dungeon. Maybe I'll tweak some other skills around. I don't want to have my skeletons because I think that's distracting me from actually seeing what's going on. I'm going to try and put together a build which is mostly Wraithform doing all of the attack, and I'm going to jump into a dungeon and see how we get on. So I've tweaked a build that I can use for dungeons just to play around with this essence and just see how it is in a PvE dungeon environment. Basically all I've done is swapped around a few essences to the one that I had earlier. Got Parting Gift for bone armor. This is a new essence that you've got for bone armor, spike armor. I've just added that on. I've kept some increased movement speed with bone armor. And then I've basically, this is the spectral parasite essence which we are testing with at the moment. And then I've just kept 2 soulfire related essences that stack with each other. I'm not really going to be using soulfire much anyway. And then I've got 2 of the Wraithform essences which will help increase the damage and reduce the cooldowns. Let's jump into a dungeon, probably solo, just to check it out. So we're at Mad King's Breach. I thought this would be a nice one to check this out. So let's go inside, and it's on Inferno 3. Let's just enter solo, just there'll be less people distracting. I might not be able to get a chance to test it properly when I've got other people going in front of me and sort of killing the enemies. So let's see how it is here. So I'm just going to be using bone armor and Wraithform. So that was interesting. The range isn't bad. So let me stand back a bit. So you do get nice range. Obviously it seems like this essence was targeted and created for PvP. Just because of the cooldown as well in PvE, and in dungeons everything's going to be too chaotic. You're not going to get a chance to use this much when you've got lots of other people with you in a dungeon. I mean, everyone's going to be rushing ahead, killing before you can get a chance to rush in and get inside an enemy. And then obviously the cooldown as well. Everyone's already run ahead by this point. But it's interesting to see how much damage this is doing, and sort of, I'm just checking out the effectiveness. How long I actually stay inside the enemies for. So yeah, okay, it does definitely do the area damage as well. But yeah, it's not really that well suited for PvEs and dungeons. So yeah, this essence is mainly for PvP. Let's see if we can actually go inside Sir Gorash. No, we can't. So that's one of the other restrictions for this essence as well. So you can only seem to go inside normal enemies. So let me just kill this mini boss with just normal skills. Okay, let's try it out here. So yeah, the good thing about the essence is it does stay inside the enemy for a good amount of time. So look, it's still in there, now it's out. And doing the area effect damage as well, which is quite cool. Yeah, so it sort of follows the enemy for a while as the enemy's walking, and then sort of exits. And as soon as you use another skill, you'll get out. So as I said, I was expecting just to use Wraith Form and Bone Armor, but the damage isn't really that impressive for me to be able to sort of walk through this whole dungeon just with Wraith Form and that essence, even with the other 2 essences set. So I've got 3 Wraith Form essences, and yeah, even all 3 together, is, you know, just using it on its own isn't that great. You'd obviously want to pair this with other skills. So yeah, I guess if you do pair this up with other skills, it's quite fun to use. So now let's use it with everything together. So a bit of Soulfire, Bone Armor to increase my speed, and just use it a bit more here. So yeah, it is a shame that they increased the cooldown for Wraith Form by additional 2 seconds. That sort of made it a bit worse now that we've got this new fun essence, having to wait a bit longer before you can use it again. 4, 3, 2, 1. So I would have been able to use it again already and just go straight into the next enemy. So yeah, let's head further into the dungeon now. Okay, let's try up these stairs.
Run if you like.
So even if you use another skill to exit out of the enemy once you're in, it still does the area effect damage, so that is quite nice. So you can at least get in and get out quickly if you don't want to hide inside the enemy for too long. So that's where I was just hiding in, and now let's try it again when we would just want to get out straight away. So in and straight back out, and it does the area damage. Yeah, so for PvE and dungeons, I'll probably just still stick to the normal Wraith Form rather than this one, just because it's a lot quicker to get around and to head from A to B. I mean, this one's nice when there's a group of enemies, but it's just a little bit slow in a dungeon environment, really. Let's try on these enemies. 156,000 there for that time. Let's have a look again. Oh, I didn't quite catch that one. I think it was 130 something.
Better.
Let's try here. Oh, I didn't even see that number though. 140 something thousand. And let's see if I can get this group of enemies. Yeah, so I mean, it's okay. It doesn't do like amazing damage. But obviously I am in sort of an Inferno 3 dungeon difficulty here. Let's see if we can take this enemy out. 264. That was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot more than the previous times. Just 234,000. Okay, let's take out some of these enemies and just head further in. Okay, so now we're at the boss room. I'm just trying out the essence a little bit more with some of these enemies. Oh, didn't get a chance to use it on that one. But yeah, it was interesting just to see some of the damage scores that I was getting. And the area of effect is mainly what I wanted to check out as well. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to use it against the Skeleton King. So if we do target the Skeleton King, so you know, this essence does not work on bosses. Or mini bosses either, so like any purple named enemies it won't work on. So that pretty much renders Wraith Form useless when it comes to any bosses in dungeons, or you know, using in raids or anything like that. And mainly for that, I would not take this essence into a dungeon environment or raid environment, and I'd probably stick to using any of the other Wraith Form essences if you are planning to use it in a dungeon. But at least I've tried it out, got to play with it myself and test it out. I'm just going to go ahead and kill the Skeleton King and exit now. Okay, so we exited Mad King's Breach and we're back in Wortham. So at least I've confirmed that this essence isn't one which I would be taking into any dungeon environment and raid or anything like that. I will stick to any of the other essences for my speed build when I am in dungeons or doing towers or anything. It's not one that I would probably take in, so I think I'm more looking forward to using this essence in PvP, which we're going to try out now. In open world like here, it is a bit more fun to use, especially if it's a closed area, because you can sort of get inside enemies, quickly escape, do the area damage. So I'd say in open world it isn't too bad. You can see it's a bit more fun to use in open world. I'm trying to switch between just bone armor and Wraithform mostly. So let's use it here, and then you can press Wraithform again to escape, or any of the other skills. So let's try going into here. Yeah, so you've still got the 6-second cooldown when you escape. So let me try something again. So in there, press it again, and still the same cooldown. Yeah, even if you press Wraithform again to get out. Let's try on these last group of enemies here. I'm going to head into a PvP environment out now and then try out there instead. Okay, so let's try this essence out in a battleground environment. So I'm going to go in with my PvP build that I use in Vault, which uses Wraithform, and then all we'll do is swap out Banshee, which causes enemies you touch to flee in fear, with the new essence Veiled Parasite. So there we go. Let's inherit Spectral Parasite on the legs. Okay, and we've just double checked, we have got the extra bonus as well. So the other essences I'm going in with are, if I show you the skills first, I've got Borrowed Time, Wraithform, Bone Spikes, and Bone Wall.
I have much to show you.
And if we go to the essences, so I'm going in with Corpse Pillar, Rupturing Spikes, Bone Spikes knocking enemies away, the new Spectral Parasite essence, Pyre's Allure, Revenant Wind, and Stroke of Midnight, just like we had with the PvE test. So I've got the two Wraithform essences that work with Veiled Parasite, and then I've got Spiked Vetor. If we just double check skills and then go into Wraithform, we've got, just to double check, it's a damage dash, we've got Spectral Parasite, we've got Wraithform calling the spirits to haunt up to 3 enemies and dealing that damage over time, and we've also got the Wraithform cooldown reduced by 0.5 seconds each time you're hit. So all 3 of those essences stack together nicely, which makes Wraithform really good in PvP and even better than it was. If this new essence is as good as I hope, obviously you don't get the fear, but you do get the extra damage when you do teleport inside somebody. And also now it will damage nearby players as well. So I'm just going to jump into a battleground and let's have a play around with it. Okay, so we've just jumped into battle at the moment. So obviously we used to have that other essence, the one that used to teleport us, this one here, Pitless Pace. So we used to have Wraithform now teleports you to a target location, Wraithform cooldown reduced by 7.2%. So this is kind of similar, but obviously with this one you don't get the damage when you come out of your enemy that you've teleported into. So this is a target's location, but obviously the one I've got at the moment will go into an enemy, and then when you go out, deal damage to nearby enemies as well. So I remember I used to use this a long time ago and used to cast Fear on enemies nearby in the area, and used to work quite nicely. Let's go. Okay, so I've got inside this character. Oh, nice. I did see his damage bar go down. I'm sorry, his health bar go down. Oh, I actually slayed him as well. I don't know if that was Wraithform that actually killed him there, or if it was one of my other skills. But let's go a bit further in so we get a proper chance to test out this essence. See, this is the build I do like to use in Vault, because it's just got a lot more CC. Okay, let's see if we can Wraithform right in the middle of... It's not bad actually. That was quite nice. It does get you stuck in, and then once you're stuck in you can sort of get yourself out quickly. Obviously I haven't got the Wraith form ability that will be able to make myself invulnerable to actually get out of the way again. So yeah, I guess you've got to be quite picky when you do use this. That didn't seem to work then. I clicked it twice and it didn't actually go into that enemy. I don't know why. Let me try again. Maybe the range just wasn't within it. Okay, I'm in this enemy now. Bang, and I'm out. Let's try again here. I clicked it a few times. It won't. Okay, now I'm in. Oh no, I'm back out again. It was a bit hit and miss. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. I'm definitely in this guy. Okay, so I did... That time I did kill him by exiting after being that parasite. Okay, I'm in this character. Okay, this is a lot more fun in PvP. Actually, hanging around inside the enemy for that long. As we saw when we were testing in PvE, in the dungeons and open world, you do actually stay inside the enemy for a good amount of time. So look, it's a good few seconds you're inside that character. So hijacking the body. Okay, let's go back inside him. And there we go, come out. And he died. that was really good fun. Let's try again here. And also, for example, I don't need to stay in for the full time, obviously. I can just hit a skill and quickly get back out again if I am in trouble. Okay, got stuck in a bit too much there. Let's get out of here if I can. Try to heal up. My borrowed time has kicked in. Need a bit of health. Actually, let's just go. I'm mainly testing this essence out anyway. It's actually not bad when there are a bunch of enemies that are by the idol, because you can hijack or, you know, go inside someone's body whilst you're being a parasite and then deal that area damage to everybody else who's inside that idol circle. Okay, let's go back in. Okay, that was hard to see there, but I did go inside that enemy. And back in again. And hopefully it did a good amount of area damage when I did exit that time. Okay, back out again. Okay, I really need to heal up. What's this guy doing here? Just like not even bothering to revive. Okay, it's fun playing and trying out this essence, but it's not really helping us win this fight. Yeah, I don't mind it in PvP actually. It's actually quite a fun essence to use. And back inside of it. So that time it did kill somebody as I exited. I did not use any other skill apart from Wraith form. And I got the kill confirmed as soon as I exited. And again, okay, I'm using it a bit too much now. Let me get out of here. Let's head towards the head towards the right side. I just went inside that guy. He's probably got really annoyed that I did that. I didn't actually mean to do it that time, but it was quite funny because he was heading towards the right side and I was kind of having a ride in his body. Okay, I was pushing it a bit too much there. I was actually going to go back and get the health orb, but I was taking a risk to see if I could get that health orb there. Let's push the right side. Okay, let's get inside that character. Back in again. Yeah, it would be nice if the burst damage when you escape out of the character, you know, the other enemy was a lot stronger, was a bit more damage, but I guess then maybe it would be a bit too overpowered and people start complaining that that skill needs to be nerfed. At least I've got the additional damage and cooldown reduction from the other essences I've got equipped as well. Head back to safety. Get a bandage and some healing. This match isn't looking great, but I was kind of trying to test out the essence anyway. Let's throw some CC here and then use Wraith Form again. Oh, I exited a bit quick there. Let's try again here. Let's go right in the middle of them and exit. There we go. And back in. The cooldown's not too bad actually. Go straight back in again. And out. Okay, I need some health. So hopefully I am helping out with that area damage. Looks like we're not going to win this one, but it was fun to try out the essence anyway. Maybe I'll do one more game just to see what it's like. Okay, so I'm just going to try one more game of Battleground, one more match, just to see how I get on with that essence. But the first match was quite promising in the fact that it was a really fun essence to use. There were a few times which it was hit and miss. I was clicking on it, I was trying to use it, I thought I was in range, but it wasn't actually going inside the other enemy player. I don't know if there was some sort of resistance to this essence that was causing that, or something else. Apart from that, it was really good. The essence stays inside. Well, when you're a parasite, you stay inside the enemy for quite a good amount of time, and it is quite funny when you're watching the enemy move around, and you're sort of stuck inside them, and they're kind of just waiting for you to get out of them. I did get a few kills in when I exited the body once I was inside, so that was quite cool. And it was nice to test out actually escaping quicker. So not staying inside the enemy's body for the full amount of time. So there we go, that was quite a nice one. I was sort of using Wraith Form to get in and out of the enemy, as well as using the other skills as well. So let's test it out and see what these... This guy, he's already got low health. So like the damage isn't amazing, but I guess when you use it at the right time, it might make all the difference. When they're on quite low health. There we go. Just gonna keep trying it on this character just to annoy him.
My life fades.
Oh, he's running away. It was a nice test. Oh, it was the same guy as earlier.
I need aid.
Okay, so I'm going to use it again as soon as borrowed time goes away. Oh, 2 kill streak on the same guy. Okay, I'm going to go away. I was kind of pushing it there. But that was mainly for a test, just to see what the essence was like. It's not bad. I guess the only thing you'd miss is being able to get out of the way quickly with the normal Wraith Form's invulnerability. But this is more offensive and a bit more heavy-handed. If you prefer to just get stuck in, going for those kills, maybe if you were in a Shadow War or Rite of Exile or something like that, then you probably wouldn't want to use this essence. You'd want to switch to just the normal Wraith Form. But for normal Battleground, where it doesn't really matter and you just want to have fun and get some kills in, then it might be good to go in with this essence, as it's more aggressive and really fun to use actually. So maybe I might stay around this right idol here and protect it. See who else comes here. Looks like we might be good to win this match. So that time it exited from the enemy a lot sooner, just to get the cooldown back, and there we go, back in straight away and got the kill streak in. Okay, just defend this idol for a bit longer, and just keep using that Wraith form just to test it out, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. It sort of gives you a breather for a little while as well, because you sort of teleported inside the enemy player, just hanging around there for a while, catch your breath, let the other cooldowns for your other skills go up. Or go down, sorry, and then let the other skills come up and then get ready to use them again whilst you're hiding inside somebody else. Go. I was hoping to get back inside that person just as he awoke from his borrowed time. 6 kill streak there. So I'm basically just using Wraith form as much as I can. Every opportunity I can find to use it, I'm just just checking it out, just to get used to using it a bit more. Okay, I got a bit too stuck in there. Let's get out of here.
My life fades.
Cool. Ooh, my health.
Closes upon me.
Oh, I just died and lost that kill streak. I was hoping I wasn't going to die. The Phoenix Ashes kicked in as well, as you saw right towards the end. The bandage wasn't quite enough. Okay, let's go back in. I'm being a bit overly aggressive compared to normal anyway, just because I'm trying to play with this essence. Okay, let's use it again. I'm inside the character and out again. And one more time. Oh, he died just before I could use it again. Let's go inside this person. And out. That was quite funny because I was inside that character as he was getting thrown around by other people's skills. Okay, let's hijack this body. It is quite fun seeing this essence in action. So yeah, overall it's definitely way better in PvP, which I'm guessing this essence was designed for PvP anyway rather than PvE. Okay, go back inside this character and out again.
I must wait.
Oh, being an evil parasite. And I think it's definitely worth pairing this essence with the other two Wraith form essences, just to get the cooldown and damage. On its own, it's probably not as good. You definitely want it with the others. And it's great that all 3 essences stack up together. Okay, so that was my first try with this new Necromancer essence that I was quite excited about, from the latest update in the game called Veiled Parasite, also named Spectral Parasite. And yeah, it was really good fun to use. Way more fun in PvP, as you saw. PvE, because you can't use it on bosses and the damage is sort of average, and with the cooldown as well, you're not going to be able to keep up if you do equip this in dungeons, and it's not going to be very useful at all in raids or anything like that because you can't target bosses. In open world, it wasn't as bad if the area is quite closed and you want to jump around from one group of enemies to the other and do that area damage. But this is definitely one for PvP, and it's great that it stacks up with the other 2 essences as well. So I'd definitely recommend trying this out in PvP, because it was really good fun as a damage dash skill. So as you can see, you've got Spectral Parasite, you've got the haunting, and you've got the cooldown reduction, all stacked together at once. And because of that, it does make it really fun to use in PvP. The only thing I'd say is a very aggressive, offensive, heavy essence if you do want to just go in and have fun and get those kills. And it's a bit risky to use this in something like Shadow War or you know, Rite of Exile or anything like that. You'll be stuck in a bit too much, and you'd probably want the normal Wraith form to sort of get out the way and get that invulnerability. But as a first test and play, it is a really fun essence in PvP, so I'm glad I got to try it out today and had a bit of fun with it. I may actually stick with it for a while in PvP for Battleground actually, just to see how I get on with it with a few more matches. Like I said, it was quite fun to use, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching that video. A bit of a more relaxed, fun playtest, just trying out this essence just to see how I get on with it. So hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.